Step into the spotlight.
Hey guys, what's going on? Underground Geek here. So I just read Defenders number 7, and it's one of the last books that Bendis did, and so that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about. And also, I know that Defenders has pretty routinely been a cringe volcano since they came out with this new run. They totally don't know how the characters act. They act totally different than any other time they've been in comic books. It's like there's completely different people. It's almost like it's a movie, and they recasted different people, and the people have no idea how the people act, how the characters act. This one's Kingpins in New York. It's a legacy run. You know, it's got that terrible dress art on there. The cover's funny because nothing about the cover betrays anything in the book. Not the diamond, not Daredevil getting shot, none of that. He's not even wearing the same suit in the book. So I don't really know what's going on. Anyway, so we open the book, and I was a little bit dumbfounded because we get another opening with Deadpool dressed as Jessica Jones. And it's a title page. It tells you the writer is Brian Michael Bendis, the artist is David Marquez, the cover artist is Justin and Paul, the letter is Corey Pettit, and the cover artist is David Marquez and Justin Ponzer. And so then I was like, okay, whatever. So then I flipped to the next page, and it's another page with him talking. And now he is drawn. Brian Michael Bendis loves Luke Cage and everybody's Daredevil, and I think it's hilarious that he put Tom Brevoort as the Daredevil when we know he can't Daredevil his way out of a beanbag chair. But then he just writes at the bottom, "What is this?" when it's talking the copywriting thing. I mean, you know, obviously it's supposed to be funny. So then I flip the page again, and there's another page. That's 3 pages of content now where it's just Daredevil talking dressed as Jessica Jones. We know you guys like Daredevil, but guess what? You're ruining Daredevil Deadpool, because you're putting him in everything. Stop. So then we get to the actual comic here, and it's looking up. I mean, this is great. You get a shot of Elektra flying through the air. She lands very gracefully. They've drawn her very well. She lands and turns around, and she looks, and there's Iron Fist. Iron Fist is drawn very coolly. I like his costume. He says, "Hey, Elektra, I'm Danny, but you can call me the Immortal Iron Fist if it makes you feel more intimidated and less likely to stab me with your stabbers." Oh, God. Why couldn't they just say less likely to stab me with your, what do they call her little tools? I can't remember what her little weapons are. But anything would have been better than stab me with your stabbers. You can kind of tell from this book that Brian Michael Bendis is just phoning it in. Really, it's all starting to make sense now that he's left, because he has not wrote a good comic in a while. But then, you know, we get another page here. They're talking to each other. You know, he's wondering why she broke into his apartment. And so then she tries to run off and just basically jumps off the window, or jumps off the roof. And I really like this art. You know, it's very well drawn. She tries to disappear. He looks off the side. He's like, well, crap, she got away. And then all of a sudden, she's behind him somehow. So she jumps at him and throws her little weapon at him. I can't remember what those things are called. Tries to stab him with one of them, and then this awesome fight ensues. Just a lot of jumping, kicking, a lot of kung fuing. It goes on for another page, and then they knock each other through the window. He slams her down. She tries to get his arm in an arm lock. He quickly knocks her head into a wall. She breaks the TV on his head, tries to stab him. I mean, it's pretty cool. This goes on and on and on. Finally, they get to where they're like on the ground and they land very gracefully. I was like, that's awesome. So then they're really going at it. They're clenching fists, and I'm sorry, but in real life, you're not going to be able to clench fists with him because he's a lot stronger than you. But so then she uses some kind of kung fu on him to use his strength against him, and then he's tired of it at this point. He just blasts her with his iron fist and knocks her out cold, which is kind of what I thought would happen. But he's pretty tore up, and then he's leaning up against a pole and he says, "Really? You couldn't help?" And there's Daredevil. He says, "Nope." He says, "I didn't get anything out of her, I know." "Well, that really hurt, I know. How did you know her?" And he says, "College girlfriend." He's like, "Ha." And he says, "Oh," because then he realized they just beat up Daredevil's college girlfriend. So then we cut to Diamondback, and he's walking into like a damaged club. And he says, "Hey, this is my what was he to him? His uncle? Yeah, his uncle Hammerhead left it to him while he died." And then they walk in, and there's Hammerhead standing there, and she goes, "I thought you said this was your club, that your dead Uncle Hammer." Oh, I think I get it now. So Hammerhead's standing there, and obviously she's understood now that he means that he's going to kill him. So he walks in there, and this would have been a really good chance to have a cool fight between Diamondback and Hammerhead, okay? We just had an awesome fight. Now let's have another awesome fight. So they go to arguing back and forth, and what happens? They shoot Hammerhead dead. Yep. His team turned against him. Diamondback bought him out. And that's what happened. That's the end of it. So it's kind of lackluster because so far Diamondback has been shown to take some kind of pill. I know, some kind of lame super pill that makes him super strong. Fought Iron Fist almost to a stalemate. And then proceeds to cheaply shoot Black Cat like 3 or 4 times and still doesn't kill her. And so now he's just shot Hammerhead and killed him. Yep. So anyway, now he owns a bar. They take a cheap shot at F America, and then we move on to Elektra being held for interrogation. And she looks at Daredevil and says, "You look well." He says, "I work out. What can you tell me about Diamondback?" And so they sit there staring at each other, and Jessica Jones says, "What the heck?" And he says, "Let it happen." And she says, "I am. It's turning me on." I was like, "Oh, great." It's going to, the way this is going, either Daredevil or Iron Fist is going to sleep with Jessica Jones before long. They probably already are, because they have turned Luke Cage into such a beta male that she's going to have to look for attention somewhere else. So basically, they talk a little bit, and she just leaves, and everybody's wondering because he didn't ever ask her about what they needed to know. And he says, "Well, not all communication is verbal. We're ninja trained. Danny understands this. She was hired to look into who attacked you." And basically, he gives them the whole spiel about she's actually investigating this too. And they used basically some kind of ninja technique to talk to each other. And they're like, "Wow, I don't understand this at all." And so then they're like, "Look, Daredevil, we're tired of you giving us everything at face value. We need to know what's going on. You need to either tell us who you are or you're off the Defenders." So obviously he's been hiding his identity from them, kind of like the TV show. So they're playing a lot off the TV show here. And so then we see Daredevil has a gun aimed at him. And who is it? Frank Castle, the Punisher. And so he's about to shoot Daredevil whenever something blurs his vision. And what is it? Daredevil's butt. And he says, "Is mine nicer than Spider-Man's? You can be honest with me." And so Punisher's shooting him. He goes, "Oh, that bad, huh?" So then they're fighting each other, basically. And then we get this really cringy part where Daredevil's kissing, not Daredevil, Deadpool's kissing Frank Castle. And then they're hitting each other. And then Frank's like, "Now they're here. Oh, I get the one dressed as the devil," Deadpool says. And then here comes the Defenders. They figured out what's been going on. And here they come. Pretty cool little shot there. And it says, "Come on, admit it." For a second there, you thought I wasn't going to be in this issue. You thought it was like one of those bait and switch things. Or surprise, it was only the recap. But see, everything is fine. All the millennial agitation isn't good for you. You have to let things happen. What? Next issue teaser? I'm pretty sure something bad's going to happen. What does the Punisher taste like? Catalina. I was surprised too. So, you know, we just basically got this cheesy little talk with Daredevil again. And then next issue has Kingpin, Diamondback, and Black Cat staying there. So Black Cat's obviously not dead. And I gotta say, it's a little. It falls flat for me. This issue does. Reason being is the art is fantastic. The story, not so much. They don't really know how the characters are. Daredevil was cool. Iron Fist is cool. Elektra is cool. But some of the other characters kind of fall flat. You know, Luke Cage has pretty much been a wimp this entire run. They've got Deadpool in here again. Jessica Jones just basically walks around cursing at everybody. And I'm not, if I'm not mistaken, I think Brian Michael Bendis created Jessica Jones, so he's going to run that into the ground. But now he's gone, so I don't know what they're going to do with it. But all in all, this is almost a good issue. Almost. If you had left Deadpool out of it, I think it would have been all right. It's not that bad. It has really cool fight scenes in it. It's got pretty cool dialogue. There's just little cheesy parts in there where basically Diamondback at this point is just walked around shooting everybody, and there's not really any kind of climax to it at all. I mean, I felt like I was watching an episode of Power on the Stars channel with 50 Cent. But other than that, it was okay. I mean, considering the other ones that we've read, it seems like either somebody was probably helping with this a little bit, or maybe it's just at that point where they kind of looked up and wrote a good issue. But I would probably give this a 7 out of 10. I mean, it's not awesome, but the art's really good and the story's readable. So, you know, I would probably check this out. Don't look for anything spectacular about it, but it's okay. All right, guys, tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think about my video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to do some more videos. I'm just trying to catch up. Had some computer issues, so I had to get all that fixed. And then I went and watched some movies this weekend. I did a Justice League review on one of my other videos. So just catching up. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Underground Geek, out.